All right, I think we are live. Sorry about that, guys. I got some new technology here and I don't quite know how to use it. Hey, let me just say real quick before we begin this video, this is a commentary channel. I see a lot of people go, man, you like to hear yourself talk. This is a commentary channel. We are going to be commenting on this individual's traffic stop. To let you know, I don't know exactly how this traffic stop goes. The way I heard about this, and I'm going to shout out Trent from Freedom from Government and David from San Joaquin Valley Transparency. If you're not subscribed to them, please do so. That's Trent from Freedom from Government and David from San Joaquin Valley Transparency. They both promoted this. I watched 2 minutes and 17 seconds of David's and I was like, wait a second. I'd like to do this live, and I would like to do it with the live stream audience having not seen it. Same thing with Trent. I watched I think it was about a minute of his video. So I have seen a little bit of this, but it didn't
stopping me from
maybe, I don't know. Of this guy's video, the original video is Press with Rancor. I saw maybe a minute and 45 seconds of it. I'm not sure how it ends though. So I wanted to watch it with you guys so we could get a first blush reaction if you've already seen it. Trying not to do any spoiler alerts in the chat room. And we're going to go through this together. If you want to comment, I'll put your comment under the video. If you want to, add a super chat to that, I'm sure that'll put your name on the top. And if you want to interact with this video, that's why I made it a live stream. See, how do we know it's a live stream, Brian? How do we know? Because we get this cool little live button right there. Oh, check that out. So we are live. We're going to take a look at this. The name of the video is ID Refusal. Michigan State Pig illegally stopped and detained me. We're going to find out how it ends and how it goes. And the name of the channel is Press with Rancor. As of the recording of this video, has about 3.6 thousand subscribers. If you like how he handled this traffic stop and you think he's a good representative for the rest of us, then we're going to head over to his channel and we're going to subscribe and hit the bell notification button. I guess that's it. Oh yeah, there's just one more thing. This isn't a rule for the channel. This is kind of something we do, just kind of help each other out. We will be drinking at least 42 ounces of water to clean our bodies out of any kind of impurity. So by the end of this video, which probably will last 35, 40 minutes, maybe 45 max, we're going to have 42 extra ounces of water in us because it's a good thing to not be dehydrated. Let's check this video out. Uh-oh.
Driver's license on you?
Identify yourself.
I don't hear system audio. Here, let me refresh this page. Yeah, I still don't hear it. Let's see. Do you guys hear system audio? Let me go to my audio. Yeah, real good, Brian. Real good. We're going to do... you guys might be able to hear it, but I don't think I will be able to. Let's see. All right, now see if you guys can hear this. Let me know if you guys can hear this. Just watching this on News Now Ninja, then saw your notification for the live. So hi from the UK. Hey, thanks, John. I appreciate it. Ex-Bootlicker says he sounds like Batman. Okay, here we go. Can you guys hear it okay? Let me know if you can hear me and you can hear system audio. It's almost intimidating. What's your name and employee number? Spit it out, pronto. I ain't got a whole lot of time to deal with you badge tyrants. I love it. Can you guys... Oh, so no, you cannot hear system audio? Okay, Dark Hotto says 5x5, which means you can hear me. Fallen says no. Constitutional says no. Audio very low. No, you cannot hear it. Why can you guys not hear it? Dark Hotto says 5x5. Constitutional Order says 0x5. Let's see. What is going on here? Laptop device. All right, let's start this over. Can you hear it? Can you hear it now? It's a no. Cannot hear the driver. Cannot hear system audio. So you can hear my mic, but you can't hear system audio. You can hear only me. Very quiet system audio? Why would you be able to hear it at all? Let's see. Thanks, guys. Sorry for the trouble. This sucks. Why does it keep... My OBS keeps resetting. Keeps resetting. See if you can hear this.
State Police of Michigan.
You
got a driver's license on you?
identify yourself.
State Police of Michigan.
What's your name and employee number?
Trooper Lemire.
Earlier was...
Employee number?
Wait.
Badge
Earlier
number?
was fine. Okay, wait a second. Can you guys hear it now?
Employee number. Spit it out.
I can hear, but you're on 10 and he's on 2. I can't adjust this any further. Is it good sound though? Okay, you guys can hear. All right. Weird that I hear everything fine. Okay, cool. Yeah, that is weird. All right, so it should be set up. Here we go.
You got a driver's license on you?
Identify yourself.
State Police of Michigan.
What's your name and employee number?
Trooper Lemire.
Employee number.
Like badge number?
Employee number. Spit it out.
1714.
What do you want?
I need your driver's license.
For?
For
Why
my
are you...
traffic stop.
This is not a traffic stop.
Yes, it is.
Okay, what are you stopping me for?
When I run the plate, it says it's got no insurance.
Bullshit.
What can I... Do you have proof of that?
How did you run my plates when you're in front of me?
Because I ran your plates plates prior to stopping you.
Why didn't you stop me when you ran them and seen that there was no insurance?
Because you already stopped. You already parked your vehicle.
I need your supervisor.
For what?
Get your supervisor out here.
For what?
I'm done speaking with you. Get your supervisor out here.
I need your driver's license, sir.
Get your supervisor out here.
I need your driver's license.
For what crime?
For the traffic stop I just conducted.
Am I free to go?
No, you're not free to go.
Why am I being detained?
You're not being detained.
Then I'm free to go.
You're not free to go because I'm making a
Well,
traffic
why
stop.
am I being detained?
Because I'm making a traffic stop, sir.
Why am I being detained?
Because I made a traffic stop, you're not providing your driver's license or any information.
This is not a traffic stop.
It is a traffic stop.
No, it's not. You're in front of me. You blocked me when I'm going back to work. You're fucking with me. I need your supervisor.
I'm not screwing with you. I'm making a traffic
Call
stop.
your supervisor out here. It's your policy to call your supervisor when one is requested.
This guy doesn't even know, this cop doesn't even know why he's there. He's just an order follower. This is the problem with the world, is we have people following orders. They turn off their minds, they turn off their human compassion, and they just do what they're told. That's how millions and millions of people died in communist nations, because the order followers, the enforcers, just did what they were told. They just enforced the laws. They didn't make the laws, but they did enforce them. He doesn't even know why he's out there. He's just doing what he was trained in the academy to do. And that's to mess with Americans, to try to bleed them for every cent they possibly can so they can increase the power in the coffers of the state.
I don't think we have a supervisor on duty right now, sir.
But you better find one.
Shout out to San Joaquin Valley Transparency. Thanks for being in the room, man. I appreciate all your work all throughout the years to have our backs and educate us so that we can stand on and with our rights.
Do you have any idea on you, sir?
I need to speak to your supervisor.
Regarding what?
Your conduct.
Of what?
Your conduct.
What do you mean my conduct?
This bullshit. Get your supervisor out here.
There's not one on duty right now.
It's like, what do you mean what do you mean, what do I mean, your conduct? You blocked my way of free travel. Am I not free to travel down the road? Why did you stop him? Because your insurance is expired. You don't have any insurance on this vehicle. Did I harm somebody? Did I threaten to harm somebody? Did I damage somebody's property and not pay for it? Did I steal something from somebody? Did I create a victim, officer? If I didn't do any of those 5 things that I just listed, why are you harassing me? Aren't you supposed to be serving and protecting me and letting me go on my way unmolested?
Call a superior.
Surprised you didn't pull him over for dirty windows. I'm going to fast forward this.
I'll speak. You're dismissed.
What?
You're dismissed.
From what?
Go away in your car. I'll speak to the supervisor. I'm done talking to you.
Okay, well, I'm just gonna stay right here.
Get your light out of my eyes then.
What's that?
Get your light out of my eyes then.
It's not in your eyes.
That's why I always carry a flashlight with me. If they keep doing that kind of stuff, then I'll point it exactly how they're pointing it at me. Why not? Why do they get to do that to you, but you don't get to do that to them?
So is there any reason why your plate or your vehicle comes back to no insurance?
I don't answer questions.
I don't know how long this dead space is. Hold on.
Can play it again. You fucking stop.
Okay, this must be the supervisor. Oh, supervisor, where are you? Make sure you got your body cam on.
You got 5 minutes
For what?
from when you fucking stop me. 5 minutes to conduct your fucking stop. They better be here soon.
You just want me to leave then, sir?
No, you know you fucked up now.
Okay, well,
You're lying. You just ran the fucking plate again. I'm putting a complaint in on you. But your fucking supervisor is gonna come here.
Okay, he's on his way. Okay?
No, it's not okay. Not at all.
Les Hicks says Yellow Lion gang only serves and protects their fellow gang members as well as other members of Just Us criminal system, especially from independent cameras. Yeah, they hate cameras. They can't stand transparency. They claim that they want to be transparent so that the public can see exactly what they do. But when you turn the cameras on, they don't have just one cop show up sometimes, not 2 cops. They have a whole gaggle of cops showing up when there's probably rapes, murders, and thefts going on in the city that they really need to be paying attention to, but they're going to focus all their attention and their resources on you because you want to hold them accountable, because you want to exercise your First Amendment right to freedom of press.
How about you get that fucking light out of my eyes now? You can do that for me.
I can do that.
Good for you. This guy is... So far, he's a beast, man. You can't even beat the voice. The voice is very intimidating. How about you get the light out of my eyes? What are you, some kind of joker? You're lucky I'm not driving my Batmobile.
That better?
I don't answer questions.
He does something nice for him, and then he doesn't come back with anything positive. This guy is holding the line, man. Holding the line. Where's the sergeant? Where's the supervisor? Let me fast forward. Does the supervisor show up? This guy is like, what the heck am I doing? Seriously, this guy is standing around. Aren't there any other calls going on? If there aren't, then they probably need to reduce their employee ranks. If they've got too many people on the police force because there's, not enough calls going on, then they need to eliminate some of these guys. They really have time to use taxpayer money and pay this guy to harass somebody who's literally doing nothing wrong. Midwest Accountability says, much love and respect. Keep up the great work. Thank you for that super chat, Midwest. So take a look at Midwest Accountability channel. Go subscribe. I think you'll like his content. Come on, where's the
Don't shine that shit at my camera. It's called prior restraint.
What's that?
Said don't shine that at my camera. It's called prior restraint.
I wasn't shining at your camera.
Well, put it down. You just had it off. Turn it back off.
I turned it off because it's hot. I turned it back on.
Wow, what an amateur cop, man. I love videos where people are flexing their rights. That's dang right. If you don't flex them, if you don't work them, if you don't take them to failure, if you don't feel the pain, you're not going to grow. Your rights will deteriorate like a muscle. They'll just atrophy right off the bone. Let me fast forward here. Does the supervisor even show up? Okay, he's coming back to the car.
How you doing, sir?
Identify yourself.
I can't hear you.
Identify yourself.
Trooper Edwards?
Employee number.
I don't have an employee number.
Don't be cute.
I have a badge number.
Spit it out.
1064.
This stop has already taken 15 minutes.
Okay.
That's not a reasonable amount of time.
My,
He's lying.
okay.
He's already run it twice. Realized he fucked up. Asked if he could leave. All right? I want a note of it. I want your information. Do you have an employee identification card?
I have a little.
Yes,
card,
let's see it.
That's what you
Let's
want.
see it. Both of
Did you
them.
want to stick around?
Both of them. Give me your card. Give me his card.
Did you want this?
Let me see the card.
Just listen. Let me speak.
Let me see the card.
Just let me speak.
Let me see the card. I just asked for the card. It's your policy to show me your card. How do I know you're a fucking employee?
I will give you my. Just listen. I'll give you my card. You don't have to stick around if you don't want to. My understanding is I came because you were requesting a supervisor. A supervisor is not working right now. If you want to talk to a supervisor, there's one available tomorrow at 8 to 4 at the Gladstone Post. That's all I'm here for. I can give you my card. That's more than welcome.
Let's
you
see
don't
it.
have to hang around. What's that?
Card.
You want a card?
Yeah, you can give me a paper card, but I need to see your employee identification card.
There's no employee identification.
Then give me your
I can
card.
give you a card.
Go get a card. Give me his card too.
I can't tell you if he can give you his
Give
card.
me
I can
the
give you a
card.
This
I can
guy's
get you one. Just hang tight, all right?
totally in the driver's seat. It's like, what are we dealing with here, Rambo? I've already seen that movie, and I'm not going down that road. Give me the card. These guys, he's got them on their heels. He's totally in control.
Get that out of my face.
What?
Get your light out of my face.
Just gonna shine it down here. I gotta see what you're doing, okay? So you're free to leave.
I need his card.
If you want to if you want to file a complaint, you can
Give
go
me a
tomorrow.
card.
You have any questions for us?
Take that. You can get it. I insist you fucking read that.
You have any questions for us?
Fuck off.
Okay, you're all set. Have a good night.
Fuck off.
What if here's my vision, okay? Baxter Mills says, I wish I had his voice. It would help me deal with people and pigs. What if everybody, well, let's just say, okay, that's not realistic. Not everybody will do this. But what if a large percentage of the people who aren't doing it right now actually started doing this and started treating cops like this? No, you're not. Here's the deal. You're a servant. I'm the master. Since you claim to be serving the public and I'm the public, then I am over you. You're the one harassing me. I, as the master, wouldn't even dare to even think about harassing you servants, but you servants have no problem harassing me, detaining me, keeping me from getting home to my children after I put in 10 hours of work. You've got to be kidding me. So no, I am going to stay here because I'm free to stay here, not because you've given me a directive saying that I'm free to leave or not, because I don't need any man to give me permission. You guys need to be held account. Obviously, you don't have enough to do in this county right here to take care of real crime, but you do have enough time to harass people who aren't doing anything wrong. For the sole purpose of harassment, for the sole purpose of road piracy and collection. And when you get shaken down for money, when your family gets shaken down, when your bank account starts getting drained because they give you a $150 ticket for that, or a $225 ticket for this, or a $350 citation for that, your monetary worth gets depleted and diminished while theirs gets increased. And then they get more powerful and you get less powerful. We don't need courts. We don't need judges. We don't need to go to, some litigation so that we can sit across the desk from a cop like this. If you are encroaching or infringing on somebody else's rights, you deserve to be treated like this. And everybody should be sensitized to that. If you disagree with me, we're on a live stream, so put your comments in. I didn't know there was going to be this much airtime in between, interactions with this cop. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to play another video, and I haven't seen this video either. We'll be watching this live as well. I thought this was going to be way longer than it was. So before we leave this one, if you like what you saw, the name of the channel is Press with Ranker. He has 3.64 thousand subscribers. I haven't subscribed yet. I was going to wait to subscribe till after I saw the video, but I do like what I saw, so I'm going to subscribe and hit the bell notification icon right now for Press with Ranker. Let's refresh this page right here and see how many subscribers he has. What I'll do is I'll put a link. He's got 3.66 thousand, probably mostly from David covering it from San Joaquin Valley Transparency. That's what I like about David. He pushes other content creators and other First Amendment auditors so that they can have a greater audience, so that they can make a bigger impact. Let me go ahead and stick this. This right here is what I just put in the chat room right here is the link for his last video. This is Press with Ranker's last video. And what I'll do after we watch this next video right here is I will refresh the page and see what kind of comments you guys put under here. Let's see. So what you want to do is, if you like what you saw, if you like this guy's voice, if you like the way he treated these cops, then go to his channel, subscribe, hit the bell notification icon, and then go to his last video, which is called Another Ticket Thwarted, which looks like, you know what? Maybe here, we'll just watch this. And then we'll watch the other one from Auditing America.
You have no expectation of privacy in public, man.
It's like, ma'am, I'm here for you. This is another thing, is being on the offensive, not on the defensive. Don't even wait till you get pulled over. Be on the offensive and pull over when somebody else has gotten pulled over, so maybe you can get them out of a ticket. Maybe you can hold the police accountable for the road piracy on somebody else. Douglas Howard says the foremost frightening words to a cop: he has a camera. Delay's like, I do not want to be filmed. Do you not realize that this cop's dash cam is filming you? His body cam just got done filming you. A lot of people, like maybe 50%, 50% of people have dash cams. They're constantly filming you. When you go into town, you're being filmed in Walmart or the grocery store or the retail store. I do not want to be filmed in public. Well, what if I'm here for your safety? What if I'm truly here for your protection? What if I'm here to offer a layer of transparency to these cops who are trying to shake you down right now? What if my camera gets you out of a ticket? You okay with me recording you now? Stop being sheep. How you doing on your water? Come on. Well, at least the cop didn't say anything that we know of. So that's Press with Rancor. I'm gonna refresh this page right here. See what kind of comments you guys put below. I'll read the comments out. Tell them here's the deal sent you. Tell them San Joaquin Valley Transparency sent you. Just to know that we all have. Joe Ramirez says sent from Brian. I like this Stasi hat. Donut Shop was calling Pig's name. All right. The next one I wanted to show you was, let's see. Actually, I wasn't going to show you until I found out that last. Whoop. Let me get the link. This is from Auditing America, and I didn't have it set up because I really wasn't expecting to play it. It's from Auditing America. The name of it is News Reporter Loses It on Live TV, Must See.
And you también. Tú hablas español, ¿no?
I don't answer questions.
Porque tú eres aquí hablándome así.
Oh.
Mientras que estoy en mi trabajo.
They lied about weapons of mass destruction. They get their money from Big Pharma.
You need to get away from
Absolutely,
me. I'm
I
working.
don't. I'm working too. Guess what? We're live right now. And guess what? You were working for Randolph Hearst, the person that created yellow journalism.
Please stop. I have a job to do.
We do too. Our job is to take people that work for war criminals like you.
Stop.
No.
I don't work for a war criminal.
Yes, you do.
What are you doing? Are you being any better?
Yes, I am.
By doing what you're doing?
Yes, it's called the
walking
First
into
Amendment.
someone's job?
Yes, it's
and
called the First
disrupting
Amendment.
them?
It's called
but it's
protest.
disrespectful.
Protest
2 minutes ago, I
is
wasn't in front of my
disrespectful.
camera.
Protest is disrespectful
and you got
sometimes.
behind
It's called
me.
the freedom of speech. It's called, I guess I got behind you. You guys lie about weapons of mass destruction that caused
I never
millions
did that.
of deaths. You never
Please
you work for
stop.
that company.
You need to
work
leave
for that
me
company.
alone.
You
We're
work
the
for that
local
company.
news.
Yeah, exactly. And you're working for Randolph Hearst. Do you know who Randolph Hearst was?
All right, come on.
Let's go.
We're
get
just
the walk
trying
of
to
shame.
work,
What?
sir.
Yeah,
The
that's what the
walk of
Nazis said.
shame?
We're going to do the walk of shame. The Nazis said they were just following
no
orders.
walk of shame.
What?
We're not doing a walk of shame.
Yes,
You're
you are.
pushing me out.
You're going to do a walk of shame
Am I
right
supposed
now.
to continue to do my job while you're over here
No,
ranting?
you're supposed to do the walk of
That's
shame.
beyond disrespectful.
No,
you don't even know what you're
No, it's
talking
not.
about.
Okay, so you're telling me that NBC did not lie about weapons of mass destruction?
I don't work for NBC.
Why is that NBC flag
I
on
work
your
for
shirt?
Hearst, a local TV
Do
station.
you know who William Randolph Hearst was?
Yes, I
Who
do.
was he?
He's
Who
not
was he?
even alive. Patty Hearst is the one that runs this company,
Okay,
so please
do you
leave me
know
alone.
William Randolph Hearst created yellow journalism. Do you know that?
This guy dropped the camera and
dropped
went
the camera to
and
tell
went
on the
run
First Amendment.
and tell him the First Amendment, which you guys know it's freedom of the press, right?
Did he actually drop his camera?
NBC.
Why is that NBC flag
I
on
work
your
for
shirt?
Hearst, a local TV
Do you
station.
know who William Randolph Hearst was?
Yes, I do.
Who was he?
He's
Who
not
was he?
even alive. Patty Hearst is the one that runs this company,
Okay,
so please
do you
leave me
know
alone.
William Randolph
Kinda
Hearst
just set it
created
down.
yellow journalism. Do you know that?
This guy dropped the camera and
dropped
went
the camera to
and
tell
went
on the
run
First Amendment.
and tell him the First Amendment, which
So a lot of people don't understand how big this weapons of mass destruction lie was. We don't even know how many trillions of dollars we spent because we were conned into going to a war in another country and slaughtering a whole bunch of people. But it's a huge point right here. If you've got this, by the way, this is Auditing America. Let me take that down right there. If you promote a lie, let's for example, back in the 1960s, they promoted the Gulf of Tonkin lie. The Gulf of Tonkin was supposedly the USS Maddox went into the Gulf and claimed that it was fired on by 2 North Vietnamese torpedo boats. Well, based on that lie, and LBJ at the time knew it was a lie because he was on an open mic saying, for all we knew, they were shooting at whales. So the USS Maddox didn't really get fired upon, but they said that they did. And this fomented anger in the American public. It was fueled by mainstream media. And then we had a 10 years long Vietnam War that cost 59,000 service members their lives, plus 1.5 to 3 million civilian casualties in Vietnam. Not to mention the billions and trillions of dollars that they spent, to the point where they spent so much money for the Vietnam War that Charles de Gaulle from France was very concerned about trading his gold for the new reserve currency, the fiat currency, US dollar. And he sent ships across the Atlantic to get his gold back because he knew that Nixon had transgressed the Bretton Woods Agreement, which was supposed to peg the gold at $35 an ounce. But he knew something was awry. He knew they went to the central bankers so that they could have them print a whole bunch of money so that they can increase the U.S. war machine in the military industrial complex. He was smart enough to know that. So when you have weapons of mass destruction lie, among the other lies, I mean, guys, there's so many lies that mainstream media tells us. And usually the reason I call it the propaganda arm for the military industrial complex, that is, mainstream media is the propaganda arm for the military industrial complex, is because it's simply true. All their narratives, all their agendas, everything that they read from the teleprompter lends itself to putting more money in the coffers of the defense contractors. That's why I don't have a problem with him approaching these mainstream, fake stream prostitutes who are just, they're also just doing their jobs. How do we know what they're lying about? You never know when mainstream media is telling you the truth or lying.
Which you guys know it's freedom of the press, right? There'd be thousands of paparazzis nationwide arrested for doing what we do, right? You guys are idiots.
Let's go get this guy.
They're idiots. What an idiot.
He's explaining. It's sad that you have to explain to them that we have the First Amendment right
To the media. You guys should know.
Walk of
Hey,
shame.
arrest the paparazzis, sir. Arrest the paparazzis.
Walk of shame.
You're doing the walk of shame right now.
Parents, you ought to be so.
The media, so what happened is mainstream media right here, this prostitute from mainstream media literally walked up to a police cruiser and asked a man with a gun to censor people because she was being interrupted, and asked questions and held to task about the company that she works for promoting weapons of mass destruction, among other lies. That's just one lie out of the many lies, but that's enough. I don't even like to talk about a list of the top lies that mainstream media talked about, because if it's not enough for you that weapons of mass destruction spent trillions of dollars, which means they printed us into transgenerational debt slavery to the point where we'll never get out of it, enriched the bankers, enriched the corporate oligarchs, killed millions of people with our tax dollars. If that's not enough, why should I go with number 2 or number 3 or number 4? Why do you need to go over every example of where mainstream media lied to, where it led to the death of many, many people, where it led to the transgenerational debt slavery of our future unborn posterity?
Ashamed of yourself.
No, you should be ashamed
You're
of yourself.
a disrespectful man, and you también. Tú hablas español, ¿no?
I don't answer
Porque tú
questions.
eres aquí hablándome así.
Oh.
Mientras que estoy en mi trabajo.
Oh.
You should be very, very ashamed.
Oh.
You are your
Over
parents.
about the
You're
First
working
Amendment?
for a
Who do
company-
you work
You're
for?
working for a company that
Who
kill
do you
people.
work for?
We
You're
work for
working a company
ourselves.
that kill people.
We
Let's
work-
go.
we're our
Let's
own
go.
bosses.
Do the walk of shame. Just do the walk of shame.
We're our own bosses, ma'am. We don't.
Claro.
Yeah.
Claro.
Yeah, claro. We're live right now too.
Claro.
You don't have to sell out to the man like you. You
quieto.
don't have to
I
sell
can see how people would be upset at Auditing America and Fake Mike Real News for interrupting her work. You know, they're like, well, hey, what does she have to do with any of this? But she does work for a corporate conglomerate that hates our guts. She is the cog in the wheel that keeps making that thing turn. So just because she's ignorant, just because, you know, on some level, she's kind of innocent to what's going on and probably isn't aware that another thing fake stream media did was push the 9.1.1 lie and made the public, or tried to propagandize the public into believing the official story about that particular fateful day. And that's another, that was another justification to go into war. Remember Operation Northwoods? It was a justification to go into war with Cuba, predicated on their plan was, it was the Joint Chiefs under JFK to plan to load American aircraft with college students and crash them on American soil, blame it on Cuban missiles so that we could go into Cuba and fight them and take over their resources, because that's usually what it is. It's not really about fighting. It's about building an empire. It's about the United States military industrial complex and all their, cohorts going in there and stealing, killing people, knocking people out of the way, setting up a regime change, and stealing resources and going, hey, oh, did you know that the U.S. oil happens to be under Cuba? It happens to be under Venezuela. Look at all that oil in the Middle East that belongs to the United States. We must go over there and kill a whole bunch of people and get it. And we'll use that on tax cattle dime to do it. So as innocent as she might be and as unaware or ignorant, maybe that's a better word, ignorant as she might be about the evils that her corporation is involved in, it doesn't matter. But I do see how people could go, man, I feel so sorry for this lady. She's just trying to earn a living so that she can feed her family too. But she would go to the extent of asking a badged armed man to silence your voice by threats and force, the force of the state.
To the man like you guys. Yes, you did. You sold out. That's why you're doing the walk of shame.
And you don't know the First Amendment.
What do you want me to do? You want me to stand here and continue to ramble with you?
No.
And do nothing?
No, you're supposed to decry the fact that you're working for war criminals and giant corporations, and you read off a teleprompter with way too much makeup. I'm crazy. You're working for the fake news.
You're working for the war criminals and the giant corporations. That they are, guys, they are fake news. Gone are the days where we can give them an inch of slack. Gone are the days where you can give these political parasites and these law enforcement road pirate tyrants slack. They don't get any more slack. As a matter of fact, the slack that we did give them, we got to reel it in and take all the slack back that they've taken from us.
You just told me I wear way too much makeup?
Yes.
So you just disrespected a woman.
Oh my God.
That's the First
That's
Amendment.
beyond disrespectful.
Wow.
You made it very personal.
Oh my gosh, are you triggered?
This whole thing
You
is
went from my
personal.
job
You
to
got in front
personal
of
now.
my job.
How you doing? I'm sorry, what's in the pool? Explain the First Amendment to the media, sir.
They don't know. She does have some very
That's
nice
good.
David Yurman jewelry on. I'll give her credit for that.
Explain the First Amendment to the media. Can anything be more hilarious and ironic? That is so funny, man.
Very nice.
Stop being personal now. You went from my job to personal, and that's totally wrong.
She just disrespected us. I wouldn't say anything personal until she's talking down to us. If you talk down to me, I'm gonna match the energy
No, you
that
guys
you
are
give.
you guys are downgrading what we're just doing our job.
That's what the Nazis said after World War II, and they were hung because just doing your job doesn't cut it. It's called the Nuremberg Code. The lack of
We're
knowledge
the
of history.
local news, and
So what? There were local people, local Nazis that got killed because they said they were just doing their job.
And let me tell you
You're
something.
literally working for a company.
Let me say something. You guys would never work.
Have a wonderful day.
You,
Do what makes you happy.
you guys would never work. Ma'am, it's the First Amendment. You're a news reporter and you don't know that? That's the walk of shame.
And people are going to keep doing this all across the country because nobody respects the news. Nobody respects liars. You guys have lied about what
They're gonna say whatever they're saying. Just go about it and do anything.
myself and someone that lies about
Are you done
Jeffrey
with doing
Epstein.
what you need to do?
No, we.
Good for the sheriff for not like bringing the fist, the heavy hand of tyranny down on Auditing America and Fake Mike Real News, but he did it apologetically. He should have been like, hey guys, I want you to understand, I'm going to protect their rights. That's what I'm here for. I got one job and I'm going to do it. And that's to protect and defend and uphold your rights. So I want you to know, you guys called for me, a badged armed man, to initiate censorship on these people right here. If they asked me to do the same thing to do, I would not do it. You know why? Because the most important thing on American soil is preserving and protecting rights. But they say it ashamedly. It's like, yeah, I know, doggone it. They got the right to say whatever they want to say, whenever they want to say it. It's called freedom of speech, doggone it. Apologizing for your freedoms. That ain't the way to do it. It'd be like, hey, I understand what you're saying. I understand that this could be highly offensive to you guys, but what you have to understand is that you have freedoms, and those guys right here that are bothering you have freedoms, and I'm here to protect those freedoms, period. Now, if they start to commit a crime, if they start stealing your stuff, if they start damaging your property or doing something to you, that's when I'll get involved, because I have to preserve your freedoms, no matter how you look at it. I am here. My barrier is freedom. The thing that I embrace is freedom. And you ask me to go beyond that, I can't and will not and do not want to do it.
Still have to do it in and out. Take about 30
Oh, you
seconds.
got my.
Well, you guys are gonna have to do it somewhere else.
She said.
So, yeah, we'll be out in like 5 minutes.
Wow.
We just gotta do that one thing.
Well, that's pretty rough. Is the fact that you're working.
That's what she said.
That's what she said. William Randolph, you don't work for them? You don't work? Okay. So why? You're educated.
We belong. We're being harassed by 2 men out here.
No, we're working on a story just like you.
In front of the sheriff's office. Yeah.
And it just so happens you were part of the story. We're working on a story just like we independent media are working on a story just like you, corporate media. And it just so happens the story we're working on is you. So you're telling me that I'm interfering with your job. Well, this is my job.
Yeah, they can't stop
Got
us.
a camera in my face. They've been following me around.
Huh, looks like exactly what you do all day.
Disrespectful. He's in my face. The sheriff is right here. He
In my
can't arrest
face.
them.
No, it's the First Amendment, just the same one you're exercising.
He can't. Please get away from me, please. I am asking you. I'm pregnant. You need to back away.
Okay, you're pregnant.
Leave me alone.
Okay, she's pregnant now too.
She's
I
pregnant.
apologize.
She's
I haven't
pregnant
done
now.
anything to you. I haven't done anything to her.
We just showed up.
Damn, man, she pulled the pregnant card.
I'm glad you're keeping people safe from the First Amendment. I mean, there's untested rape kits, right? And there's cold cases, but you're protecting people from the First Amendment. Thank you so much. What do you think the people that listen to Afrobeat think about cops?
Huh?
What do you think about the people that listen?
I'm gonna be honest with you.
Yeah, please.
I would love to answer your question, but I know it's ignorance on your behalf, and I'm gonna tell you why
Sure.
it's ignorance on your behalf. Name me one Afrobeat artist, please.
Fela Kuti, wrecked, owned. Fela Kuti, I got it right.
Name one of his songs. Name one of his songs.
Get this. Boom.
Name one of his songs.
Big Mike, guess what? I don't have to. I answer your question. Now you answer my question, 1 for 1. Name me one. I asked you this question a long time ago. I answered your question successfully. I answered your question successfully.
I know you don't
Oh, now
know.
you're gonna not. Now
I would love to have this conversation with you, but I know you don't know the music. You just going
okay.
off an
Okay. So
assumption.
enlighten me.
Yeah.
Have there been any hip hop, reggaeton, reggae, Afrobeat songs that have ever praised cops? Ever?
You guys have a wonderful.
Yeah, that's what I thought. You have a great walk of shame.
Actually, sir, thank you for informing them that the First Amendment is for everybody too, not just them. And we got another one over here,
But
guys.
from now on, don't do it apologetically. It's like, doggone it, they have individual rights. They have the freedom of press. They have the freedom of speech. They have the freedom of religion, and they have the right to assembly and petition the government for redress of grievances. Doggone it. If I had my way, they wouldn't even have those rights. It's almost like that's what they're saying.
Let's see, what do you...
Yeah! Give me some numbers. Yeah, what's your name, badge number, sir? Yes, he learned. Did he know it the first time?
I don't remember.
Did you know it the first time? Yeah, he's a good one. Everyone support this guy. Great officer.
Wait,
who
what did he just say? I missed it. What did he say when he was coming out?
We got another one over here, guys. Let's see, what do you...
Yeah! Give me some numbers. Yeah, what's your name, badge number, sir? Yes, he learned. Did he know it the first time?
I don't remember.
Did you know it the first time? Yeah, he's a good one. Everyone support this guy. Great officer who knows the Constitution. He asked a lot. He didn't know. Thank you very much for your service. Great cop.
Thank you for the donations, guys.
Yeah, guys. $ Auditing America News. $ Fake Mike Real News. It's hot as hell. If you want to give us a lemonade, if you're a Saudi oil billionaire, or if you're a Wall Street tycoon, you want to give us an RV and gas, please do. The best way to help us out, though, is to share the videos. Find Auditing America on Instagram. Find Auditing America News on Cash App. Auditing America on Facebook. Find my channel after this video is done, after you've already shared this video. Fake Mike Real.
Okay, so he's Fake Mike Real News. The guy with the camera is Auditing America. Auditing America has 240,000 subscribers. They do a really good job. I don't agree with everything they do, but you don't have to. I don't agree with certain approaches, or at least, you know, it's not even so much agreement. It's just that I wouldn't approach things necessarily like that. I could, but it's not in my nature to go at somebody like that. I have, you know, I just have a different style. Use your style, but the point is, stand for your rights. Flex your rights. If you don't use your rights, you will lose your rights. Nobody needs to give you permission to do something that you already have a right to do anyway. And when they take that away and then give you a license saying, here, pay $15 a year for your fishing license, pay $25 a year for this license right here, pay $45 a year for your, your driver's license. Guys, you don't need, you have the unalienable right to fish, to hunt, to travel. It's your right to go to traverse this land unmolested without people trying to take the money, the product of your time and laboring energies, without somebody harassing you or getting in the way of you trying to travel. Imagine doing that to somebody else. If you did that to somebody, you'd literally be creating a crime because you created a victim. If there is no victim, there is no crime. I'm more passive. I don't know if that's the word you want to use. I'm just not. I don't know. I'm not an in-your-face kind of guy. I'm like. I just want to. Hey, let me just talk to you on the plane of humanity. Like, you're a man or woman, and I'm a man, and can't we just talk to each other like human beings, just regular human beings, and try to get them out of their cognitive dissonance, get them out of their authoritarianism, sober them up a little bit, give them the smelling salts of sobriety, and sensitize them to what our rights really are, what our freedoms are. And we don't need permission from these people to exercise those rights and freedoms. So if you want to call that passive, that's fine. Hunting, fishing, and traveling is not a right. It's a privilege. You need a license for privilege. Whoa, I totally agree. I totally disagree with that. Hunting, fishing, and traveling, living off the land is not a privilege. It's consistent with life, liberty, property, and the pursuit of happiness. As long as you're not harming or damaging, as long as you're not fishing on somebody else's property, if it's public property, if it's public lands, if you're camping and you don't have a fishing license and you don't have a home and you don't have money for food and you go out and fish and you can't afford a license and you're fishing, that's not a right. That's a privilege. Does anybody agree with that? I disagree with that. Fishing is your right to forage off the land, to live from what the earth has provided. It's not the government's fish. It's not the government's deer. It's not the government's, car that you purchased. You're taking your car, your property from point A to point B. How does that equal privilege? Let me show you something. Let me pull something up. And the reason I pull this up is not because the Supreme Court said it, but because the Supreme Court actually applauds and amens what is actually your right. They even said that the right to travel in an automobile on the public highways is not a privilege requiring licensing or registration or insurance. It's an actual right. Let me show you. It's this right here. This is Chicago Coach versus City of Chicago. And again, I'm not saying that this is true because the Supreme Court said it. I'm saying that the Supreme Court said something that happens to be true. No state government entity has the power to allow or deny passage on the highways, byways, or waterways, transporting his vehicles and personal property for either recreation or business, but by being subject only to the local regulation, i.e. safety. That's reasonable. Caution, reasonable. Traffic lights, speed limits, etc. I don't know if I agree with the traffic lights, because what if it's 3 o'clock in the morning and the light is red and it's malfunctioning? It stays red for 5 minutes. You really going to sit there? You're really going to obey orders? Anytime you're at a traffic sign, a street sign, or a traffic light, whether it gets stuck or not, you're waiting in a government line. So what if you exercise logic and common sense and you look both ways, you look left, right, and left again, and it's 2 o'clock in the morning, nobody's out in the street, and you run that light, and then there's a cop behind a billboard and he goes, I'm going to give you a ticket for running that red light. It's like, who did I victimize? Did I leave a victim? Let me talk to you as a human being, officer. I just got off of work. It's late. Nobody's on the road. I exercised common sense. I didn't put anybody in jeopardy. I didn't do anything. I did it cautiously. So why are you going to economically terrorize me in your road piracy because I ran a red light? Well, I'm just following orders. That's our policy. That's our policy. That's what we do. Those are the laws. I didn't write the laws. I just enforce them. But you can also exercise discretion, can't you, officer? And if you found out, if I brought out my wallet and I had a badge and you found out that I was a sheriff or a Thin Blue Line gang member from the other county, you'd say, oh, okay, go on. I didn't know. Because you know you can exercise discretion, but you won't right here because you know you can take advantage of me because I'm just a lowly citizen. It is your right to travel, guys. Nobody has a right to infringe on your right to travel. Nobody can declare it a privilege. Oh, it's a privilege granted to you by other men. Really? Where did those other men get the power to grant you the privilege to drive? Where did those other men get the power, cumulatively or individually? Where did they get the power to tell you you can or can't fish? Or you can or can't hunt off the land or forage on public lands and pick berries? It's against the law in some states to pick stop along the roadside and pick flowers or something, something crazy like that. You get $5,000 fine. So it says travel is not a privilege requiring licensing. That's what the courts say. I agree with that because traveling is not a privilege. It's a right. If you don't travel, you can't work. And if you can't work, you can't eat. And besides that, who has the right to keep you from traveling? Who has the right to grant you permission to travel? Because that's what a license is. It's a permission slip from the government. Oh, now you can hunt. Oh, so it's okay for me to hunt because I just paid my $25 a year hunting fee or fishing fee. And now I got to stay within there. It's got to be a certain amount of inches. It's got to be at least a 6-point buck. They got to weigh a certain amount. If they don't, then you get penalized. Oh, so it's okay for me to hunt if I pay you to hunt. But it's not okay for me to hunt if I just am there to feed my belly. So this court case says travel is not a privilege requiring licensing, vehicle registration, or forced insurances. This one right here, Barbarian versus Lucier, the use of the automobile. And we've gone through this, and maybe I should go through this every time I do a video, but this is very important. These are Supreme Court cases. This isn't my opinion. This isn't my interpretation of what I think this court case says. This is the bottom line of what this court case actually says, and it's codified. The use of the automobile as a necessary adjunct to the earning of a livelihood in modern life. There you go. What is this all about? What has God given us according to the Declaration of Independence? He's created us all equal. We have the right to life, liberty, property, and the pursuit of happiness. And nobody has the right to get in the way of or infringe on those rights. The use of the automobile as a necessary adjunct to the earning of a livelihood in modern life requires us, in the interest of realism, to conclude that the right to use an automobile on the public highways partakes of the nature of a liberty within the meaning of the constitutional guarantees. What is that? What is he saying there? You have the right to take your automobile on the public highways from point A to point B without licensing, without registration, without forced insurances. Is that not enough for you? And I'm not downing your axioms, Revolt. So why is the federal government not upholding their laws when it comes to the state violating them? Why do we have a Second Amendment? Guys, do you know how many federal laws against the Second Amendment there are? Why do we even have the Second Amendment if you're going to make a law against it? Marbury versus Madison, 1803, concluded that anything that goes against the Constitution is null and void. But the problem with Marbury versus Madison, if you really look at that court case, the Supreme Court gave themselves the right. They gave themselves the leeway to be able to interpret the Constitution. So while there's some good things in Marbury versus Madison, the overall structure of that law was that Marbury versus Madison gave the Supreme Court the power, and it's a great amount of power, not kidding, the power to interpret what they think the Constitution says and then apply it to you. Oh, right to keep bear arms shall not be infringed. That only applies to the militia. Are you part of the militia? No, it says the right of the people, not the right of the militia to keep and bear arms, not the right of the people who only belong to the militia to keep and bear arms. It's right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. But we have hundreds of federal laws against the Second Amendment in violation of shall not be infringed. Why does the federal government constantly violate the Fourth Amendment? The right to be secure in your person's, houses, papers, and effects. I mean, we could go all day with this. Why do they always violate 18 USC 241 and 242? Deprivation of rights under color of law and conspiracy against rights. They're always conspiring to take away our rights, even though there's a federal code, 18 USC 241 and 242, that says don't do it, but they do it anyway, as though that didn't even exist. That's why I always quote Lysander Spooner. Whether the Constitution be one thing or the other, this much is certain, that it's either authorized such a tyrannical government as we've had, or it's been powerless to stop it. In either case, the Constitution is unfit to exist. Why? Because those authoritarians, those tyrants, they don't care about the Constitution. They just care about limiting your rights and taking more of your money. That's what politics is. That's what politicians do, and that's what governments are. Oh, you're anti-government. Well, aren't you? Or let me ask you, are you against stealing? Are you against extortion? Are you against racketeering? Are you against lying? Are you against threatening with force and coercion and brutality? Well, yeah, then you're against government too. Welcome. We're in the same boat. Because that's what government is. Government is the right to rule. And nobody's got the right to rule anybody but themselves. Self-ownership, self-rulership, and self-governance is the only legitimate governing. When somebody else says, oh, I can rule Brian, or Brian can rule David from San Joaquin Valley Transparency, or Brian can rule Axioms Revolt. I can? Where did I get that power? How can I rule Bacchus Shamil or Les Hicks here? How can I rule you? Where did I get that power? If I have that power, why doesn't Les Hicks have that power? Why doesn't Bacchus Shamil have that power? Why doesn't Axioms Revolt? Oh, I have the power to take Axioms Revolt or Bacchus Shamil or anybody in the room. I have the right to take your rights away and then sell them back to you and then say, okay, now you have my permission to go hunt and to go fish and to go drive. You're not driving. I'm convinced that driving is an act that requires that you get paid for it. You're a professional driver, a taxi driver, a truck driver, an Uber driver, a Pizza Hut delivery driver. Those people are actually engaged in commerce. If you're taking your private vehicle, your private property from point A to point B on the public roadways that they extracted money from you to do, I mean, that's what comes out of the gas tax, right? We're going to fix the roads. It's for public works. Well, why are you doing such a crappy job? Driving is a corporate enterprise where you're actually getting paid to drive. A traveler is somebody who's just taking his property from point A to point B, and nobody's paying him to do that. As a matter of fact, you're paying. You're paying for the upkeep on the vehicle. You got to keep it in tip-top shape. You got to fuel that thing. You got to put oil in it. It's your right to travel. Your right. It's not a privilege to be granted. It's a right to flex. You want to do some flexing? Flex that. Look at this right here from Escobedo versus State. Highways are for the use of the traveling public, and all have the right to use them in a reasonable and proper manner. The use thereof is an unalienable right. They say inalienable, but Declaration of Independence says unalienable. It's an unalienable right for you to travel according to this court decision. How about this one? Schlesinger versus City of Atlanta. Highway is a public way open and free to anyone who has occasion to pass along it on foot or with any kind of vehicle. Cummins versus Holmes. A citizen has the right to travel. I don't like that word citizen. To travel upon the public highways and to transport his property thereon. There can be no question of the right of automobile owners to occupy and use the public street of cities or highways in rural districts. I did a premiere earlier today with a couple people who successfully challenged the cops' edict that they, committed a traffic infraction and they need to be cited, they need to be ticketed, they need to be, legitimately detained. And they do a really, really good job getting out of these tickets by standing on their rights, standing on these court cases, standing on this, what's supposedly the supreme law of the land, and putting these cops back on their feet saying, didn't you put your hand on a Bible and raise your right hand toward heaven and say, you're going to protect my right, my unalienable right to travel? Didn't you say that? And now here you are getting in my way, detaining me, threatening to give me a ticket, threatening to pull me out of my car because I didn't turn on my turn signal when you said I should. What kind of BS is that? Or because I didn't contract with the corporation to have a driver's license? So what do you guys think about that? Yeah, unalienable. You can't put a lien on. In other words, you can't put a lien on it. Nobody can infringe on your right. Nobody gave it to you. They can't legitimately take it away. If they can legitimately take it away, where'd they get that power? How come everybody doesn't have it? And what keeps you from taking away their power? Let's say you did have the power to take away my power. What if I'm more powerful than you? Then do I get to go ahead and take your property? Do I get to steal your loot? It is well established. This is from this case right here. It is well established law that the highways of the state are public property and their primary and preferred use is for private purposes. Every citizen has an unalienable right to make use of the public highway of the state. Every citizen has full freedom to travel from place to place in enjoyment of life and liberty. Guys, there's so many of these. And this right here doesn't even scratch the surface. I'll drop this link in the chat room for you, if it helps you. What would be a good idea, and I want to get with Paul Enslaved and have a live stream with him, but what would be a good idea is to get like a little packet together, kind of like this guy was putting out the window. What's his name? Press for Ranker or something like that. Press with Ranker. He actually, at the end of this video, let me see. At the end of this video, he was giving out packets to these cops and saying, you need to read this. I demand that you read this, or whatever it was.
Yeah, you can give me a paper card, but I need to see your...
I want to see what he handed him.
So you're free.
Okay, look at this.
You have any questions?
Maybe
for
it's a
us?
constitution. Listen.
Take that.
Yeah, I think it's a
You
constitution.
can get it. I insist you fucking read that.
I insist you read it. It looks like they're little mini constitutions. We all have those. Oh, pocket. Yeah, okay. Constitutional order. It says, I think it's pocket constitutions. I do too. Axioms Revolt. Thank you, man. I just want to thank you. I'm not mad at you or anything, but I mean, you got if we don't have the right to forage off the land and reap the benefits of what Mother Earth, whatever you want to call it, has given us, and that a man has the gall and the pride and the ego to stand in the way of you going to the fishing hole so that you can feed your belly, and then has the further gall to say, I'll tell you what, you don't have the right to fish. It's a privilege, and I'm about to grant you that privilege by giving you a license. Now give me money, and then you can go fish. See, it's not that they don't want you to fish. It's that they don't want you to fish without their permission. They don't want you to fish without giving them money. That's what it all comes down to. All right, guys. Hey, I gotta get out of here. I really appreciate you guys hanging out. If you haven't done so already, subscribe to this channel. Hit the bell notification icon. Give it a thumbs up. Share it with everybody you know. Don't forget to go to Press with Ranker. I promised that I would go over this last video. Let's see. What was it called? ID refusal. Okay, let's see. 3.7. Now he's got 3.69 thousand subscribers. 3.77 thousand subscribers for Press with Ranker. I hope I'm saying that right. Let me get some of this stuff off the screen. All right, so let's see what some of you guys have said. Let me sort by newest first. How you sip your Bob W. Let me see. That's hilarious. Let me get this huge on the screen so you can see it. What we're doing is we're looking at the comments that you guys put. If you want to add a comment to this, you want me to refresh the page and then read your comment while we're on this live stream. There's the link that we're looking at right there. I just put it in the chat room. This is Press with Ranker. Bob W. says, bro, how do you zip your pants with those huge balls? Love and respect. Donut Shop was calling Pig's name. Sent from Brian. Oh, okay. So not many people have taken a look at that. There's 500 people in the room right now. 459. Hey, before you leave, guys, don't forget to hit that like button. It really, really does help a lot. It helps me combat the algorithm, and we all know that we need that in these days. So I appreciate it. If you want to grab a shirt or whatever, all the links are in the description below. If you want to support and not get the big 30% taken out from YT, this platform that we're on right now, Cash App, or, you know, just the links are in the description. I really appreciate you guys. The biggest thing that you can do to help support this channel is like this video. Give it a like right now. Share it with everybody you know. And I will see you guys in the next heavily censored Shadow Ban live stream. Take care.